All right. I think I am live. We're doing this one solo. I just got done talking about Xbox's E3 2019 press briefing on Dealer Gaming's channel, the RDX podcast. The crew had me over there giving my thoughts about what I thought about the show. But of course, you know I had to come do this solo. This is like a tradition where I come give the rundown and give what I think about the show. And leading up to this moment, I guess, I was actually really excited about what Xbox was going to do. I liked last year's show a lot. You know, the investment in new studios, even though they showed roughly, the same type of games and stuff, not any new AAA IPs. I was hopeful that Microsoft would wow everybody. And I don't even know where to begin because, all right, one word: disappointed. That is exactly how I felt watching the show. That is exactly what I felt after the show. I was just incredibly disappointed with what Microsoft showed. And it's like, I know they can do so much better. Like, they can grab that brass ring. They just, some of the decisions they made aren't the best. Like, where was the gameplay? Where's the gameplay for Gears 5? Game comes out in 3 months. Where is it? I don't want to see a CGI trailer. We showed a cutscene last year. It's not even the mode that gets me upset, the escape mode, because it seems pretty cool. But why are you giving the IGN crew the official gameplay of that? I don't get it. But first, I got to shout out everybody here. 338 people watching already. If you don't mind, hit the like button if you're going to enjoy the live stream. And if you're going to hate it because I sound disappointed in Xbox, I don't know what else I'm going to tell you. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to damage control. I don't do that stuff. Hit the dislike button. Sub if you're new. I got to shout out a few people who already hit up the super chat. Saji Bot, thank you so much for the support, man. It means a lot. As well as XPlay 101, he says, words cannot express my disappointment. Next year, please forget the 58 filler games is going death with a handful exclusive hashtag next year. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I felt as well. I don't know what else is there really say about this, right? Like, it started out kind of good. It started out in a weird way, right? They showed off Outer Worlds, a game that I don't know if anybody really predicted they would lead off the show from their new studio Obsidian, launching October 25th in Game Pass day one. And that's the theme about the show. It was very much a subdued advertisement for Xbox Game Pass. And you know what? I don't have a problem with Xbox Game Pass whatsoever. I love Xbox Game Pass. I think it's one of the most pro-consumer facing initiatives out there. The amount of content that you get for $10, whether it's on the Xbox console or $5 on the PC, or if you want to get both for $15, it's unparalleled. Like, all the games, new games, it's a ridiculous amount of value. It's huge. But this, what was this E3 basically was it was a jumbo-sized, steroid-infused inside Xbox episode. That's what it felt like to me. Just trailer after trailer. No meat to sink my teeth into. So there are some positives. Like I said, Game Pass. Love it. It's such a great thing. 34 games launching day one on Game Pass for a measly $10 a month. If you guys aren't convinced that Game Pass is Microsoft's future, then I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty much right there. So they started with Outer Worlds, like I said. Weird choice, not something I would go choose. They went into Bleeding Edge, which of course leaked the day before, or 2 days before actual trailer. I did a video about that. They, of course, confirmed that when Microsoft bought them, they were already working on the game. It's a 4v4 combat arena title, like I had heard and said 2 months ago, and I knew people's reaction to it wouldn't be that kind. There's an alpha coming out on June 27th. so you can, you know, play it then. And then assuming it'll come out early 2020 sometime, but there was no date given. I love Ninja Theory, man. I love Hellblade. I love Devil May Cry. I love Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I didn't really want a multiplayer game from them, but they are doing multiple projects they themselves have said. So if this is what they want to do, I'm all for it. You know, devs say they have creative freedom, and people say, hey, make what you want, but you can't be upset when they don't. So I'm look I'm timid about it. I'm gonna play it. They've never disappointed me before. I don't think they will now. Now the next one is a killer. The next one killed me to my core. And thank God I was tipped off about this at 4 o'clock in the morning. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I get a DM saying, Rand, Ori 2 has been delayed to February 11th, 2020. And I flipped out because if you guys have been paying attention to the channel for any amount of time, Ori's my most anticipated game. I love Ori. And so watching that trailer, seeing how amazing it looks, hoping to play it this year, and then of course it comes up 2020. I was so just hurt because I was looking forward to playing that game in August. It was going to be my game of the year. You guys know how much I love Ori. And to see it slip to next year, it's a little bit disappointing. But hey, perfection takes time, and they should take all the time they need because that trailer looked, oh my God, so incredible. And then they showed Minecraft Dungeon, which is basically a Diablo Minecraft game. Was originally a PC exclusive. It's also coming to Xbox One, and I hear also PlayStation 4, spring of 2020. So that's basically how they started the show. And I thought it was an okay start. It definitely wasn't as good as last year's Halo Infinite. Like I thought that trailer with Halo Infinite, when you're like, oh, what's going on there? What could it possibly be? Oh my God, right? Like what is it? What could this be? Tomb Raider? No, it's Halo, and it gets everyone pumped. It set the tone for the rest of the show, and I felt this one. It was just a weird start with the Outer Worlds, and I know they wanted to like present like, we finally have a first-party studio, which is something that Microsoft really hasn't been able to brag about forever. You know, they've only really had 5 or 4 studios these past couple generations, and like now they actually have a bunch of games. So it's like they wanted to showcase that. I get it. A bunch of different titles. Phil comes out, gives his usual speech. I love Phil. I am biased towards Phil Spencer as it gets. I'll be the first one to admit it. He's done a lot of things for me personally behind the scenes, you know, inviting me to E3, putting me on stage, letting me hit 1 million gamer score. I like the man. I agree. I like the direction Xbox is going, where they're heading with the idea of playing your games wherever you want and stuff. What I just want is, well, I just want a bigger focus on first party, which I got, but I need to see what those other studios are doing. So maybe I'm not the best person to kind of look at Phil in an unbiased way. He's done a lot for me, and I'll be the first to admit that. But he comes out, he hypes it up. I love the speech he gives. 60 games they're going to show, the most ever. 14 Xbox Game Studio games, which I broke down in a previous video. I knew there was only going to be like 1 or 2 new. I said 2 or 3, and they actually only ended up being like 1. And my God, the chat is on fire. I just noticed it now. I'm sorry. Usually when I do this stuff solo, I kind of zone out and just talk, which is how I make my videos. So I got to keep on giving shout outs to Saji Bot and Snazzy Crowd for the super chats. Thank you guys for the support. I see everybody in there. I see Luca, I see Dream Eater, I see Indie Gamer. God, so many people in chat. And, I'm touched that you guys wanted to, come here and hear my take about the Xbox briefing. It makes me feel good. Honestly, it really does. So hopefully you guys are having a great day, and I hope you enjoy, what I'm about to say. Hopefully nobody gets too down on my opinion, because after all, it's just my opinion. It's just me. It's just Rand. This is what I think. If you think it was a great show, awesome. I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Like so I don't if you want to give it a 9 or a 10, I'm not going to agree with you. Your opinion's your opinion. It's all good. but I just wasn't a fan of the show. I was disappointed. And I know Alex Escobar is here to rub it into my face because he constantly tells me these things, tells me not to get hype. I see you, Alex. Okay, you got this one. I'll be, I'll be the first one to admit it. You got this one, Alex. You won this round. Maybe we'll get you next time. So where'd I leave off? 34 games on Game Pass. I will say, I love Game Pass. I think it's totally worth the money. So many great games in there. So many great indie titles that a lot of people, wouldn't discover. And I see a lot of people giving their scores for the show. Why don't you guys give me a score 1 to 10? What you thought about the show? And I'm going to give mine. I pegged it at about a 6. I felt it was a little bit underwhelming. I was a little bit disappointed. It definitely wasn't one of their better shows. So everybody give your thoughts about it in the chat. And I'm sure we'll see a widely varying opinion. 5, 6s, 7s, 8s, 10s, and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see all the numbers coming in. Then they showed off Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which comes out November 15th. I like that game. I think it's cool. It's give me that Sekiro Uncharted vibe. I'm down to play it, man. I'm there. I'm there all day. And then we probably got the most interesting game. Next, it was Blair Witch. I don't know about you guys, and you can ask my buddy Loveboat Gopher I see in chat. I was throwing out, what is this game? Is it like Alone in the Dark? Is that Outlast 3? Like, I was like, this game looks really good. And it ended up being Blair Witch, what I never would have thought of in a million years. I've never even seen the Blair Witch movie. And that comes out in August and on Game Pass. It looks really cool. It looks really cool, and that comes out really soon. And then we had the best moment of the show. Well, maybe like tied for the best moment of the show. The CyberPunk reveal. CGI trailer. Where's the gameplay? That's the kind of thing I'm going to keep on coming back. Where's the gameplay for a lot of this stuff? Like, I mean, CGI trailers do their jobs maybe for the initial stuff. It just, when you constantly do it and it's constantly just trailers, it doesn't really excite me anymore. But, dude, when Keanu Reeves came out, I was so happy. I had a huge smile on my face. Everybody in the party I was in the party with Gopher and Magic and Keith and just my friends that I normally play with on Xbox, and everybody was like, "Holy crap! This didn't leak. Nobody knew Keanu was going to be there, and it was so cool." And it was basically the highlight of the show because most everything that came out afterwards was, well, we're going to get to it. Can't wait for CyberPunk. April 16th, 2020, right? I have a feeling that's going to get pushed. I don't know. I have a feeling somehow that game's not going to come out in April. It looks really ambitious. And with Ori 2 getting delayed to 2020, with Last of Us Part 2 getting delayed to 2020, and now with Cyberpunk in 2020, Game of the Year 2020 is going to be a fierce competition. Mesmo says, "Where's Jez?" Well, Jez actually is at E3 right now. He was at the press conference. He's going to be at the show floor. He won't be back this week. So if you want to hear his thoughts, we'll be doing the Xbox 2 next week. Me and him giving thoughts back and forth. I already talked to him a little bit. He liked the show. He didn't love the show. So it'll be really interesting to see what he thinks when we do the Xbox 2 in a couple weeks. And thanks, Luca, for the super chat. Phil was looking good at least. I know you like that Phil Spencer. Thanks for the support, Luca and Sajibot. Thank you as well. He was shocked there was no Gears gameplay. And Zach, appreciate the support, everybody. Means a lot to me. And yeah, after Cyberpunk, they went into this indie showcase. Now, anybody who knows me knows I love my indie games. I run Rand's Indie Spotlight where I showcase really good indie titles that I think are out on Xbox One. And the reason I haven't really been doing a lot of those is, quite frankly, there hasn't been a lot of good indie games on Xbox. They're few and far between. The quality of indie titles between like 2016 and now has gone down the tubes. I've talked to people at Xbox, and they've assured me that it's, they're working on it. There just really hasn't been any good ones. But there was a couple here that looked all right, and I like the idea of everything being in Game Pass. So I don't hate indie games whatsoever. I'll be the first one to tell you there are some great indie titles out there that you should experience. But the problem was, after that amazing section with Keanu Reeves, and CyberPunk, where everybody is riding high. I don't understand why you went to basically an indie reel for the next 20 minutes, because it sucked out the energy from the room and the crowd was never the same after. You could feel it. And because you could feel it, the crowd wasn't as excited. You, the viewer, weren't as excited. So whoever planned this show really should have thought, I don't know, taking it back to the drawing board, because I think that was one of the biggest mistakes of the show, was the pacing after Cyberpunk, where they showed off Spiritfarer, right? They showed off Battletoads, which, I mean, I've been talking about Battletoads, jokingly saying it should be canceled. And who really wants Battletoads in 2020? It looks like Castle Crashers. It looks awful. Like, I'm not going to mince words. It does not look good. It doesn't look. It probably doesn't play well either, right? And then you go to Legend of Right. You had an ID at Xbox segment. So you basically had all these indie games, which nobody knows the quality of. And then you have a talking segment with Sarah Bond, the head of partnerships, which is interesting, but it just sucked. It's not that the segment sucked. It just sucked the energy from the crowd and from me watching. You know, you have Xbox Game Pass PC launching 100 games for $5. You have Batman Arkham Knight, Borderlands Handsome Collection, which is pre-sequel and 2, Metro Exodus, which just launched 3 months ago, and Hollow Knight all joining the service for $10, and you can get Ultimate for $1. And that was it. The show, I was just bored. It just killed my excitement. And that's what I'm looking back on. That's what killed it for me, was whoever put that segment together, from Spiritfarer to Sarah Bond's presentation about Game Pass. It just killed the show. Killed it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you agree with me or not. If you agree with me, hit a 1. If you disagree with me, hit a 2. But that really affected the show. And the thing is, I know Game Pass is the future for Xbox, and they have a lot of plans around it, and it's amazing. There's like 25 games dropping today. Metro just came out 3 months ago. It's in Game Pass now. But you don't need to advertise it so much. I don't, or maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not a marketing major. You know, you don't got to pay me $1 million. I mean, I could have come up with a better name than Xbox One Sad. Although, shout out to James Shields for that excellent name for the Xbox Xbox Elite Wireless Series 2. I like that. I like that. Series 2 controller, James, continuing to rock it on the accessories team. But yeah, not a fan of how this stuff was put together, the pacing. But I am still a big believer of Xbox Game Pass. And then we had what? We had Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I know a lot of people will really like that it's back. Not for me. Age of Empires 2 HD coming back. Looking all good. Wasteland 3 coming. So you had all those Xbox Game Studio stuff. And then you had Matt Booty come out to basically announce a new studio. And it's Double Fine, which they have a pedigree. They have a legacy. They've made Brütal Legend. They've made Psychonauts. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be a little, I don't want to say I'm going to be a little mean here, but or maybe I don't know much about, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm not sure it was wise to announce that at the show. I think you could easily just announce the singular studio alongside the Shannon Loftus-led Age of Empires studio in an Xbox Wire update. Because honestly, I don't think Double Fine... See, it's going to make me sound like an asshole. I don't think just getting one studio of that small of a studio really deserves the time at the show. And I know some of the people at Xbox are probably listening to this, maybe really disagree with me, because Tim Schafer is a legend and they've done a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just one studio. It's not Insomniac. It's not Rockstar North. It's not like CD Projekt Red. It's just a studio that really hasn't had any hits and has had funding issues. So I'm not sure dedicating a segment to it was the wisest decision, but what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet. But at least I didn't name the Xbox One S, call it the sad edition. At least I don't have that on my resume. So, but what do I know? I'm just a fool on YouTube giving my opinions about stuff. Yeah, what else we got here? A bunch of ones. Shadai Eternal says, what about the return of Fantasy Online 2? Yeah, it was surprising. Saji bot with the continued support. Thank you so much. And then Lego Skywalker, another Lego game. I actually thought we were getting like a different Star Wars game the way it started out, and then went into Lego, and I was like, oh man. And I'm not saying Double Fine isn't a great get. They'll make great games. I just don't think this. You don't need to do that segment for one studio. It made sense last year because you had 5. You had 5 studios last year. It just really didn't make. It's just like, here's another studio. I don't know. Like, I think that's maybe better served somewhere else. I'm not saying the studio's not a good studio and they're not going to make great games. I didn't really think, it was just one studio's worth the time, in my opinion. Lego Skywalker, like I said, Dragon Ball Z, 12 minutes, which looked really interesting. Way to the Woods, which is, I think, that deer game, the Bambi game that people are going on and on about. And then Gears 5. And this is where, well, it really grinds my gears. So it's coming out September 4th. You can play it 4 days early if you get the Ultimate Edition, which, by the way, this is a pretty amazing deal. If you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, they're going to give you Gears 5 Ultimate, so you can play it 4 days early, and you can basically get Ultimate, like I said, for $1 right now, or for $15 when it comes out, and you can get Gears 5, play it 4 days early. And it has a bunch of different modes, right? It has the multiplayer, it has the regular horde mode, and it has the new escape mode alongside the campaign. And Dream Eater, thank you for the super chat. He says, Randy, you almost got 800 watching. Hit the like button for this guy. That's right, guys. If you are enjoying the podcast, the solo podcast, make sure you hit the like button. It means a lot, more than you guys can ever know. YouTube, it's shenanigans going on with YouTube sometimes. But if you're disappointed, hit the dislike button. It's not really a big deal. What I would like to see is activity, either way. So like or dislike, subscribe is always good with me. So we're going to have the multiplayer reveal on July 7th with like a beta. They're going to revealing Horde on August 19th. The campaign comes in September, and they're debuting Escape. And you know what? I did think when they showed it off and they kind of like opened up the stage and went underneath, I thought that was really cool. I really did. And I thought we were going to see gameplay of this new mode. And we saw a CGI trailer for it. And then we got to see 3 WWE superstars, and they're like, hey, go to Mixer later to watch the first gameplay of this. Right? And I'm like, well, why am I watching the show? I want to see gameplay of Gears 5, a game that's literally coming out in 3 months. Where's the gameplay? Where's the campaign? Where's the single-player campaign that you've been touting is so different than other Gears, but for whatever reason, you're so afraid to show it? Now, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe when September comes and we all play Gears 5 and the campaign's amazing and there's no secrets that have been leaked and we all watch it, we'll look back on this with hindsight, 2020 hindsight, and say to ourselves, you know what, I'm glad they didn't show anything about the Gears 5 campaign, because it was ruined what a good surprise it was. But as of right now, expecting gameplay from a game I'm going to play in 3, is that too much to ask for? I gotta get a CGI trailer, and then I gotta find out that they gave the exclusive gameplay reveal of Escape to IGN? What? You have your own show that you're doing in front of millions, in front of the world. Everybody's watching on Twitch and Mixer. The whole world is focused on you. And you give the exclusive gameplay reveal to IGN and not at your own I don't understand the thinking on that one. I really don't. It boggles my mind. I would prefer to have seen the single-player campaign, but if you want to keep that under wraps, show me the gameplay for Escape. And that's what this whole conference missed, was just demos of games. It was just trailer after trailer, just nothing. it's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to put into words exactly what I mean. But the lack of gameplay demos really hurt. Like I like watching Rod Ferguson back in 2016 do a lengthy demo of Gears 4 or a developer coming out and giving a demo of Final Fantasy 15. Just thinking of even Sony's when, hey, here's a gameplay demo of God of War and of Spider-Man and stuff. Like I like saying gameplay demos because that's what gets me truly excited about a video game, how it's going to play. Trailers, they don't really do much for me. I want to see the gameplay, and it was incredibly disappointing that we just got CGI. Well, Gears 5 was a game that came out, at E3 last year and had a cutscene that was 3 minutes long. And then the next thing we see is a CGI trailer for Escape. And I know they've said you'll see more stuff on Inside Xbox, but you shouldn't have to. It should be there. I don't know. That's some of my disappointments with all the stuff that's going on. And I see we've got super chats, and Sajibot you're very generous, and I thank you so much. And my brother Ryan, Oliver disliked E3 so much that he's watching The Grinch. Well, I don't blame him. What did you think, Ryan? I would imagine you probably didn't like it any much, but hey, you're a PlayStation fan now. I don't even know if you have an Xbox anymore, bro. Yeah, Saji says, yes, my first friend's time watching E3 and I don't know what to tell them. Face says, lots of rumors, PS5 more powerful, from Andrew Reiner from the Game Informer. I'm sure I'll talk about that in a minute. And Tom Gale, Dear Game is a meme, but honestly, I love the music. I did like the music, and hopefully that game's good. I'll actually play it. Unlike a lot of people that trash these indie games, I'll be one person to actually go and play those indie games. All right, so back on track. The Gears thing, that took everything out of me. Like, I was already just... the energy was gone from all the indie stuff after the great CyberPunk, and then realizing I just got a CGI trailer for Gears just kind of really pissed me off. It just really did. And then we got the Xbox Elite wireless controller. It looks great. Looks like a big improvement, $180. I'm going to get one day one. I'm going to pre-order that stuff. And chargeable battery and all the different things. Looks really cool. Can't wait to get it. Dying Light, here again. It was there last year. It's 2020, spring 2020. Looks cool. 4-player co-op. I'll play it. Forza Horizon Lego, the second expansion. If you listen to the previews, some of the stuff I had mentioned before, I said it was like Lego mini cars or whatever. It looks cool. Like when you first hear about it, man, how are they going to do Lego? But it actually looked kind of interesting. And as a big Forza Horizon fan that I am, I can't wait to play it when it launches on June 13th. Gears Pop, I have no interest in. I know that game's not for me. It's for mobile people. I don't care about that game whatsoever. I'm not even sure why it needed to be on stage. Just release it, do whatever you want with Gears Pop. I don't really care. State of Decay 2 getting an expansion. Whatever. State of Decay 2's come and gone. Hey, at least Sea of Thieves wasn't at the show. That's a positive, I'll say. It's been at every E3 since 2015. At least that one didn't show up here. One Bad Mother. Thanks for the super chat. He says, Rand, Spencer overhauled Xbox set for marketing at shows. Do you think Phil has guts to delegate E3 naming of consoles marketing to new leads? Yeah, I think Phil delegates all of his power accordingly, lets people do what they want. Or what the best they see fit. And I'm sure somebody, had the job of putting this together and thought it was the best way. I just disagree. That's my thing. Like, I don't hate the show. I'm incredibly disappointed with it. And I try to be respectful because I like Xbox. I have a lot of friends at Xbox. A lot of people from Xbox listen to the podcasts and the videos. And, I know you can do better. And I know I'm just some dude on the YouTube channel. I don't have a degree. I don't have a bachelor's degree in marketing or any of this other stuff, but I don't know. Like, I'm sure you've rehearsed that thing 5, 6, 7 times. I can't imagine somebody watching that and being like, this is really going to excite people. I mean, maybe you got to put regular gamers in there and have them watch it first. I know you break NDAs and stuff like that and things get out, but hey, things leaked already. Who knows? But it was just disappointing. And I know you can do better. I know you can. What else we got? Phantasy Star Online 2. That was a surprise. I had no idea what it was until the name came up on screen. Shout out to Luca for another super chat. She says, "Show was disappointing to me. Not sure what else to say. Easily the most lackluster one in the last few years." Yeah, and that's the thing about this show. It was like Sony wasn't there. Hell, EA barely was even there, and they're always laughed at for their shows. You had everybody like all the eyeballs on you. Everybody. Sony pulled out. Sony's like, we ain't got nothing to show. We ain't got nothing to show. And if we did show something, would literally be the same games we've been showing for the last 3 years. And everybody, we all laughed at them and stuff. Even the PlayStation fans are, they laugh at them too. But like, I'm sure the PlayStation fans wish they were there, right? I would say a show is better than no show. But, yeah, it just wasn't a good show. I know I just said I'd rather have a show than not show, but I almost kind of wish there wasn't a show. Like, can we do E3 over again? Can we have a do-over? Can we just redo this conference and get different games in there? Like, please show me some gameplay. But I'm showing, everybody's going to be fine. They're all going to bring their A games to E3 20. That's the big showdown, E3 2020, next year. Sony will be back. They'll have the PS5 to show off all their launch titles. Microsoft's going to have their console to show off all their things, hopefully gameplay and what like all the other studios are doing, because they're going to have to sell the next generation stuff. So that's the next war, is that. So then we have a thing for CrossFire X from Smilegate. I had no clue who these were. My buddy Gopher said it's like the largest like free to play South Korean company or something like that. And Crossfire is a free to play game. It was another CGI trailer. And True Riddy in the super chat says, "How do you lose when you're only player?" And Sajibot says, "Honestly, I was left more confused after the show. I still don't know what xCloud is and why I should care." Well, we'll be getting to that in a minute. But almost 900 watching, guys. Only 291 likes. If you enjoy the podcast, you enjoy the channel, make sure you hit that like button, share it out. If you're not liking it, well, hit the dislike button. I take a dislike to the show as you not liking the conference. Wink, wink. But continuing on, Tales of Arise coming in 2020, which was leaked from a Bandai Namco website hack or whatever. Looks cool. I know a lot of people will be really happy that Tales is back on Xbox. Borderlands 3, will say, I said before that Borderlands 3, the stuff they've shown up until now really hasn't interested me very much. But that trailer for Borderlands 3 kind of got me a little excited. I ain't gonna lie, that was a well-edited trailer. And it kind of actually got me looking forward to when the game came out. And shout out to Zach and Robbie DZ for the super chat and the support. Thanks, guys. And then Elder Ring, the game from Software and George R.R. Martin, that looked really cool. Silverburst wants to know, what's your state about the Xbox media bias scene? I don't know. I've never said there was like a media bias. I'm sure like everybody has their own personal biases. Like we all like something more than something else. I like Xbox more than PlayStation. I like PlayStation more than Nintendo. Someone might like Subway more than McDonald's. Like we like things more than one another's, but I've never really adhered to the idea that, there is an agenda, a secret cabal of like media conspiracy types of like, we need to hate on Xbox and prop up PlayStation. I've never believed that. I just think people have their own personal biases, just like we all do. A lot of people like PlayStation in the media. A lot of people like Xbox in the media. I mean, we're all just human after all. And then Phil Spencer came out basically to close out the show, and he talked about xCloud, which I was hoping. It's weird because I was hoping beforehand that it wouldn't be that long, right? Like that it would be like really, like it wouldn't be longer than 7 minutes, because I thought they would go more in depth about what xCloud is, and then they honestly didn't give enough information, right? So like I'm listening to it, and he talks, they have xCloud with, and maybe this is me just not paying attention as well because like I had kind of checked out of the conference at that point. Maybe they'll have more information about it on Newswire, but like I'm listening to it and it's like, okay, so you have xCloud, which is like the mobile stuff. you can stream, and then you have console streaming. So they're bringing console streaming to the Xbox, and that's free, and that's coming in October. And that sounds like you can like basically stream games from your Xbox to like mobile devices and stuff. I'm not really even entirely sure. It sounds like the remote play that the PlayStation 4 has had for quite some time now. And I'm just so that's free, but is xCloud free? I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if anybody in chat can you know tell me if like what's going on with that, because I don't really know. I was confused by that. So it's like I went from hoping the segment wasn't too long to then thinking, man, the segment needed to be longer because I'm a little bit confused with what the xCloud thing is. And I don't know if it was me because I had checked out of the conference at that point, right? And then of course we have the reveal, the Project Scarlett holiday 2020 reveal. So I was also told a couple hours before the show that they won't mention Xbox Anaconda and Lockhart, that it'll just mention Scarlett. We did the video yesterday where we kind of broke down those like little hidden messages within the trailers, which I thought was pretty cool. And it was exactly what I said in my preview video. If you guys watched that, it was a hype video, very similar to the Xbox One X. It's going to have an SSD. It's got a Navi 2 Zen 2 CPU. It's got a Navi GPU that's custom. They didn't talk any specs. They talk, and as I was listening to it, yeah, it gets me excited for next gen, of course. Like I'm looking forward to next gen as much as anybody. Like I love the X, but like still, it's like the limit. I want to see what next generation can bring. I just wonder if the rumors, we've heard for so long that Anaconda was positioned to be the most powerful. And then the PlayStation 5, you started hearing, hey, the PlayStation 5 is pretty powerful too. And then people started talking, maybe a week ago that, hey, dev kits are out for both, and maybe the PlayStation 5 is actually more powerful than Anaconda. And then you hear from Game Informer guy before the show that he thinks or he's heard that PlayStation 5 is more powerful. I don't know what's going on. We'll eventually find out. It sounds like maybe one's more powerful than the other. It's only by a little bit, and it sounds like they're going to be both expensive consoles. So you have Project Scarlett. You have Project Scarlett, which is the family of next-gen Xbox devices, which comprises of, rumors, Xbox Anaconda, premium, really beefy, does what they say in the video, 120 frames, 8K, which is all just marketing stuff. Really, it's probably going to do like 4K 60, and Lockhart, which is supposed to be the cheaper one. And shout out to Saji, but he says, don't worry, Rand, I'll buy you an Xbox Scarlett. Don't even bother breaking out the wallet. I got you. I appreciate that, man. But Scarlett's coming holiday 2020, and it's launching with the game Halo Infinite. And they showed a trailer off for this. And if you watched my preview a couple weeks ago, the show ended almost exactly how I thought it would end, right? I said they would do the hype video for Scarlett, and then they would show you a game, a next-gen game. I thought it would be Fable, and yeah, I'll take the L on that. I kind of was wishing for Fable to be here. It wasn't. I take an L. A lot of my predictions, some of them came true, some of them didn't. Hey, man, when you put yourself out put yourself out there like that, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'll take the L's for the stuff I got wrong. I'll take the W's for the stuff I got right. And yeah, so I got half of that right. I got the video, the hype video right. I got the game wrong. They used Halo Infinite instead of Fable. Man, I really want to see Fable. I know Fable's real. I know people out there, they question if it's actually real. It's real. It's real. It's just, maybe a little bit early. We maybe won't actually see it. I would expect we're definitely going to see it next year. Now, I don't think we'll actually get to play it until like 2022. But Halo Infinite, that trailer, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And that was after the CyberPunk, that Halo Infinite trailer was the second best thing about this conference. It was CyberPunk and Keanu Reeves and Halo Infinite trailer. And that trailer got me super excited. It looked great. I loved the new look of Chief. Hearing the Halo music, hearing the voice, hearing Cortana. I mean, dude, I had goosebumps on my arms watching that. And then when I thought they were going to go into gameplay, they ended it. cut back to the main stage with the montage of the games, and I knew it was over, and it just kind of was like sums up the whole conference. Where was the gameplay? Where's the meat, as they would say? Where was it? I guess. I guess. I, I hate to say this because it's a goddamn meme. I guess we're gonna have to wait to E3 2020 to see gameplay for Halo Infinite and some of these other games. God, you hate to see it. You hate to say it. You hate to see it. Wait to E3 2020. Can't believe these words just came out of my mother effing mouth right now. Hate to see it. I wanted to see Halo Infinite. Still super. That game's gonna be amazing. And it seems like there's a time jump. It seems like there's a time jump, right? Because like Halo 5 Guardians ended with Cortana like really powering up the ring, and the ring looked like it was destroyed, and Master Chief was in space, and there was a survivor who, had his like beard grown out, right? And then it was like, oh, like, so there something happened. What happened? I don't know. Seems like there's some time that kind of, something happened right between Halo 5 and this. I love Halo. It's my favorite franchise. That trailer got me super excited, and I can't wait to play it as a launch title for Project Scarlett. But where was the gameplay? Shout out to Gamer O'Malley for the super chat. He says, new most powerful console without one game to showcase my X. I'm done with Xbox. This E3 really exposed them. I'm done waiting for them to improve. And man, you do you. If you're sick of waiting for Xbox to do stuff, who am I to tell you to stay or not, right? This is just my opinion about the show. I didn't really care for it. If you really liked it, awesome. I'm glad you did. I know there have been plenty of people who did. I know in the Reset Era Discord that I'm in, there's plenty of people who liked it and plenty of people who didn't. I'm not going to argue with anybody. If you liked it, great. I'm happy for you. If you didn't like it, hey man, we can commiserate together. I didn't like it either, but I'm not really going to argue with anybody about it, right? And Sajibot, thank you again. He says, do you think Xbox is holding on to all their big games till next year? Yes. I made a video not that long ago saying that Xbox 20 or the E3 2020 is more important than this year. And I think they know that. I think they played it entirely too safe, and I think it's going to bite them in the ass because, the talk on social media. I mean, I don't know. I really haven't watched any other YouTubers or other people's impressions, because when the show ended, I literally got on to the podcast with Dealer and Zalker and D and Fonzarelli and Kid Smooth. Shout out to all you guys. If you're here listening, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Great YouTubers, great friends. Should check them all out. And none of them really liked it, but I haven't really seen I haven't talked to anybody else. So I'm not really sure what the consensus is online, but this is just I've always just given you my opinion on the channel here. It's just me. Shout out to XPlay. What 2020 better have at this point to keep me happy? Halo Infinite, Fable, Ninja Theory, second game, initiative, teaser, other Xbox Studio games. And the Xbox guy says, confidence in the brand to stick with it next gen. Of course, I have confidence in Xbox. This showing didn't destroy it for me. I still think, they're going to do great things going into next gen. Here's the thing. I'm set because I have an Xbox where I play everything. I own 1,700 games on the Xbox console. All that stuff's going forward. And I have a PlayStation. I'll get a PlayStation 5 day one. I'll have an Xbox 5 or whatever they're going to call it, an Xbox Anaconda, and have it right next to my PlayStation 5. And I'll play everything on my Xbox Anaconda, and I'll play the exclusives from PlayStation back to back. I don't need to worry about anything. I'm good. I got a PC that I'll upgrade eventually, and if I want to play a PC game, I'll play it. I have a Nintendo Switch. Nintendo comes out with something I want to play, because I'm not really into Nintendo. I play it. I'm good, man. I'm good. I can play whatever I want, whenever I want. So I just have everything. That's kind of how I'm going to roll. So I'm good with that. I'll have every system, and I'll play what I want, but I'm going to play on Xbox. Because that's friends are, the achievements, all my games, and I'll have the PlayStation for the exclusives. So that's pretty much the conference. We covered it in less than an hour. We had 800 900 people here, 354 likes, 34 dislikes. Hit that like button again if you guys are enjoying the show or you're just getting in here. Zach says, are you worried the next Xbox will be in Dreamcast? Nah. Microsoft's too big of a company to Dreamcast it. Look, these companies are eyeing gaming for the Google Stadia, right? Google and Amazon, they're all getting the gaming. They're not in the gaming to win 2019 or 2020. Google and Amazon are looking at 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. This is long-term play. You know, Google, what they're doing with Stadia and like, oh, you need to subscribe for $10 and look at these games, they're not very good. They're not really necessarily worried about winning right now. They want to be in the position to set themselves up to be in a position to reap the rewards, you know, in 2025 or 2030. Same thing with Microsoft. Phil convinced Satya to invest in Xbox. And that's why you see the new studios that are making new games. That's why you see, you know, two different systems, one super powerful. That's what you're seeing from Xbox. Game Pass, like they're adding all these games to Game Pass and they're pretty much paying developers to add. That costs tons of money. They're basically letting you get all these games for $1 with Game Pass. That costs tons of money. And a lot of these games are really good. So no, they're in it for the long haul. You know, this is a long-term play. You know, next generation, the generation after that, it's all for the future of gaming, as they say it. And right now, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was incredibly disappointed by the conference. Give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe at one point I felt like a 5 out of 10. I think Xbox can do better, and I hope they will do better. I hate to say it. E3 2020. I know someone probably clipped this and share it online or whatever and be like, oh, Rand's saying, wait, I'm saying it jokingly, you know, for context, but it is what it is, man. I really wanted to get on here. I really wanted to just be positive because I don't like being negative. I don't like talking bad about something I enjoy or a product that I know people work on. Like I'm friends with people working on the product. I don't like doing that. I don't like being negative, even though that's all the rage on YouTube, right? You gotta be negative. I don't like it. But I gotta be real, man. I can't damage control. So I have to say the truth. And my truth is I didn't like the show. I thought it was disappointing. You know, I had a whole bunch of videos planned for the rest of the week. Who knows if I'll make them, because honestly, I don't even know if I want to even make any more videos about what Xbox did. I probably will, because there's some cool stuff to talk about. You know, Game Pass and some of those things, and you know, we'll make some videos. But Bethesda's about to go live. I'm gonna watch that. I know you guys want to watch it, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in on such short notice. Listen to me ramble about Xbox. Hope I didn't piss anybody off. You know, thank you for everybody who donated. Sajibat, everybody, Luca, everybody who was in chat, Indie Gamer, all my friends. I see you, OBJ. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the podcast, hit the like button. Sub if you're new. We got videos coming out, and we're gonna keep on keeping on. But I had to keep it real. Did not like this show, and you know, we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. New video. Me and Jazz Xbox 2 podcast next week. We'll talk about it. Maybe we can delve into why he liked it, and we can have a little discussion. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video, and hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Enjoy Bethesda. Later, guys.